Welcome back to the baseline, and wow, that's all I can say is wow. So I'm gonna come on here, talk about a couple of things, the big stories that were rumored, said this weekend, and the San Francisco Giants basically made this a new podcast. If you guys didn't hear the news, a little over 12 hours ago, around 7 o'clock, the San Francisco Giants make a trade for Rafael Devers. I'm still not over that. The Boston Red Sox, who just swept the New York Yankees, their division rival, give up the face of that franchise, a guy who just signed a 10-year, $353 million deal, and you give away. This is shocking. Well, let's talk about this. I guess from the Giants standpoint, you're getting a fantastic hitter. He has really established himself as probably one of the best hitters in the AL this year. After a slow start, after all the problems he had in Boston, this trade, I think, helps the Giants. They got great pitching, they do got good hitting, and now they're competing with the Dodgers. This is a move. This is the missing piece that the Giants needed. Yes, they have Wilmer Flores, but I mean he's been okay. They let go of Wade Jr. They signed Dominic Smith, who's not really an upgrade. Let's be honest. At first, you have Devers now. Anything can happen here. Reports are that he is happy. He didn't request a trade though, which I thought was very interesting. And this is where we're at. Now, the Giants haven't said where he's going to play. You have Chapman out. Matt Chapman is injured for a while. What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe he plays first base, but then what do you do when he comes back? Is Devers going to be able to play first? Is he going to go back to DH? They said they will talk to him. He's going to San Francisco today. I think they play tomorrow. Let's see here. They do play in San Francisco tomorrow against the Guardians. So I guess we'll see there when what they do with him. Excuse me. This is just it's very interesting of how this all went down. So the Giants are getting a king at bat. Like I said, they're competing with the Dodgers, who have been okay. They really have been good. They did take 2 out of 3 from the Giants this weekend, but the Giants are here to compete. They are very close in the division. They are 2 games separate the Dodgers and the Giants. So the Dodgers aren't running away with it. And also this does give the Giants some power. And I think this is a very good move along with Adames Chapman when he comes back. The Giants got a great team, and let's not forget Buster Posey is the general manager, and look what he's done so far in his, I would say, less than a year as the general manager. You extend Matt Chapman, you give Willie Adames a 6-year deal, and now you bring in Rafael Devers. I think he has won the job of General Manager of the Year. If that's even an award, I don't even know. But he's really helped out this team. This is going to be fun to watch. The Giants are going to be fun to watch. Now, what about the Red Sox side? Well, you got a 23-year-old prospect who's actually supposed to start for the Giants last night, but was taken out. That was Kyle Harrison. So yeah, he's gone. They actually just send him to the minors right away. Not, I mean, he's not that bad, but his ERA is a little bit over 4. So I guess sending him to AAA would be a good idea. Maybe trying to get something going on. He has a 4.91 ERA and over 18 innings pitched in 4 appearances. This is when Verlander went down. They're also getting 2 prospects. And out of all people, they're getting Jordan Hicks. Who's not doing that well. At all. His ERA is like over 6. And that's insane. That ERA, I mean, he's been struggling for years now. Try actually seeing if I can get his ERA. That's 6.47. I mean, he really hasn't been great. I think it has to do with what the Giants did to him this year. They moved him to the bullpen, and now he's a starter. Now he's back at the bullpen, and a starter again, back to the bullpen. And you have to think as a pitcher, it really messes up your mindset because you're a starter, you're preparing to go 5, 6, 7 innings. You prepare as a reliever, you're going 1 or 2. So what do the Red Sox do now? My opinion, I think this is a rebuild, and I only say that because Bregman, who was the big acquisition this year, has an opt-out clause after this year. I think he will opt out. Look at other options. And that kind of scares you if you're a Red Sox fan, right? Well, yeah, because I'm looking at people around that need a third baseman. The team you just swept needs a third baseman out. The Yankees need one. They could go after Bregman next year. I mean, maybe he does stay. I don't know. But I would think this trade has to change his mind. It has to change his mind, at least. I mean, they do have a very young core come in with Tristan Campbell, who's been solid for them at second base at 225, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs. They have Roman Anthony, who's supposed to be this being a huge prospect right now in 17 at bats. He's not even hitting over 100. And Marcelo Meyer, batting 224 and 49 at bats this season. So they're definitely going younger. It's just now the question of where do they go from here. Last time they had a young core, it was Betts, Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr. Well, 5 years ago you traded Betts, you got rid of Jackie Bradley Jr., and you got rid of Benintendi. I mean, these three guys are what the Boston fans have been waiting for. Don't make the same mistake. They probably will. And like, to me, it's like the Tampa Bay Rays situation where they've had this young core, get rid of them. Longoria, Price, BJ Upton, Carl Crawford as well. This is what reminds me of. The Giants took the money for Devers. So yeah, you can go out and get everybody you want. First base is a problem. Maybe Nolan Arenado could move to be at first base. I mean, there's so many questions right now with the Red Sox. Now the pressure's on Alex Cora. I think it is. I know he signed an extension, but there's pressure. There's got to be pressure. Your franchise guy, again, just got traded. There's got to be pressure with this team now. After you're also just got a game over 500. Like I said, you swept the Yankees, in which Devers played, hit a home run. And it's interesting, in a matter of years, the Red Sox have gotten rid of their big players, or just watch them walk away. You trade Vince to the Dodgers. You watch Bogarts go away. You watch Benintendi walk or get traded. You trade Chris Sale. And now you trade Rafael Devers. And in those returns, I may add, none of those players are even on the team anymore. And the package you got now from Devers stinks. I think it's a terrible trade for the Red Sox. I think it's a phenomenal trade for the Giants. Just because, like I said, the Dodgers have been vulnerable this year. 2 games. The Giants play the Guardians, and the Dodgers play the Padres this weekend. This is going to be a fun race to see what happens. I can't believe still that this trade is officially done and it's confirmed. This is by far probably one of the most shocking trades I've seen in my years of watching baseball. It's insane. So let's step away from the Giants and actually talk about the Dodgers, who are planning. So good news for on them, are planning to have Ohtani pitch today against the San Diego Padres. Been his first start since I think August or September of 2023. So it's been a while. His first start with the Dodgers. But they're using it as a rehab start. So he's only gonna pitch 1 or 2 innings, so he's gonna be like more of an opener, which, why would you do that? Because he's gonna pitch 1, 2 innings, and now you're using your bullpen again. I get it, you wanna be safe with Ohtani, you wanna make sure everything goes well, because, Tommy John is a scary injury. It takes a while to recover from. But you have the most bullpen usage. We're already in the beginning, mid-June. To me, I don't think the Dodgers handled this well. He's faced simulating games, which, I've heard from pitchers, it doesn't really do anything. People are already in mid-season form. And I get it, Glasnow's hurt, so is Snell. Regardless if they're actually hurt or not, and just saving them to September, which I think is going to hurt the Dodgers. Because if they did that last year, supposedly they did that last year, they almost got beaten by the Padres. The hitting is what saved them, let's be honest. The hitting saved them in the postseason. But, I mean, this is a game to watch. We'll have to go on and see what Ohtani does, if his stuff is right. I mean, he is going against a San Diego Padre team who has a lot of talent. Machado's really hitting the ball well. So is Fernando Tatis Jr. Bongards is actually starting to play well. That whole team is really good. I mean, they're 3 games out of first place. So we'll have to see what Ohtani does and what they do from there. Maybe who actually starting will go in like the 3rd inning and maybe give the bullpen some rest if they pitch well. But we'll have to wait and see. Tonight, I know I'm gonna be watching. Let's see what Ohtani gets. I'm excited. He is one of the best players in baseball right now. Let's talk about the Detroit Tigers. I think this team is phenomenal. They're 19 games over 500. Did everything's working well. I think they put Torres in the leadoff spot, and he's hitting like crazy. Terrence Scoble, I think, might actually win back-to-back Cy Young awards, which it's crazy to think. He's been so phenomenal. ERA is 1.99. Already has 111 strikeouts, 7-2 record. His last 4 games, he's 4-0, and ERA is 1.81 in 49.2 innings pitched. Yeah, I think if this continues, he's definitely the Cy Young Award winner. Yes, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Reds, but I mean, hey, everyone suffers a loss once in a while. But other than that, they just been lights out crazy. I think they have, if I got it correct, the best record in the AL. Let's actually take a look. 46-27. Yeah, best record in the AL. Actually, best record in all of baseball. They are above the Mets by 1 game. The Mets have 45 wins. So, yeah, the Dodgers are really good. I like this young core. Riley Green I think would definitely sooner rather than later be an MVP candidate. I'm a fan of Trey Sweeney, batting .222. Also, who would have thought that Javier Baez, center fielder Javier Baez, will also be having a good year, batting like .280 now with 7 home runs and 33 RBIs. Definitely gonna be, definitely fun. Definitely back to his old self. They're running with the division. They actually have, of all the divisions, they have the biggest lead in all of baseball, which is 9 games. AL East, the Yankees lead Tampa with a 3.5. Houston leads Seattle 4.5. Mets lead Philly by 2. Chicago is 5. And like I said with the Dodgers, it's 2. So Detroit has the biggest lead in any division. And I'm excited to see if they make any moves at the deadline and continue to where it'll be at. Like I said, they're a young core. I like them. They're definitely a fun team to watch. The last topic, and I think this is not as shocking as the Devers trade. Zack Wheeler has announced that in 2 years, in 2027, will be his final year, which will lead him to his age 37 season. That's shocking. I know he signed that contract, and that's when that contract ends. Now, I guess the question is he a Hall of Famer? Well, we'll have to see where the numbers are. Right now, he's 110 wins. ERA is 3.30. I mean, I know numbers don't really count anymore. Maybe if they won a championship, he would, might help him out. But yeah, just to say, you know what, I want to be a family man. I want to be there. Hey, I support that. Good for you. It's just, I don't think we've ever seen, at least from my knowledge, a player go on to say, yeah, I'm retiring in 2 years. Usually it's the year of. But, he has been dominant, especially when he's been with the Phillies. I know he's had some years with the Mets. But this is definitely going to be, I'm going to say tough, but it's definitely going to be a good career for him. And like I said, when it's all said and done, we just always circle back to this and see what he is going to, if he actually is a Hall of Famer. It might be hard to judge, but I don't know. Well, that's going to do it here. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you heard, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. That would really, really help me out. I do appreciate it. And also join me this Friday where Craig, Al, and myself will do our top 10 World Series games. I know that was supposed to be last week, but a bunch of personal issues kind of hold that off to this week. So go look out for that. And guys, let me know what you think of the Rafael Devers trade. I'd like to hear from you. And again, get your thoughts on that. But for now, I am going to sign off, and I will see you all in the next one.